All right, so let's get started. All right, thank you, Grease. Appreciate it. Okay, so he goes pawn d4. Let's do the same thing. Let's go pawn d5. He goes c4. All right, random. Yep, you will be up later. Okay, so c4. Let's go pawn c6. And actually, maybe I should make a queue. So he goes knight c3. We just play knight f6, defend our pawn on d5. Perhaps I should just start a queue in my Discord. Okay, so he goes pawn e3. Now, the reason why I why I recommend the Slav to you guys, again, I want you guys to keep a pawn on d5. It stops white from putting another pawn in the center, right? I mean, just if we don't play this move d5, white's going to go e4, and now we can capture it. So that's the main point. And after c4, we protect it with a pawn. We don't play knight f6. But the other reason why I recommend the move c6 over the move e6 is that we can still move out our bishop. And so we're going to do that at this very move with the move bishop f5. And then later we go e6. Because again, if we go e6, then our bishop will be blocked in. He goes knight f3. Let's play e6, strengthen our center. He takes. And here we have two ways to recapture. Now, there's a lot to be said for both moves. If we take with the c-pawn, we can move our knight out to c6. But I like taking with the e-pawn here because we can potentially use the half-open e-file to attack. Yeah, I'll probably upload this to YouTube. Thank you, Kimchi. Appreciate the very nice comment. Okay, so we take with the e-pawn. He goes bishop d3. And this is a typical exchange that's being offered in, let's say, the London or the Slav. And I generally recommend that you play the move bishop g6. And we'll get to this later. We'll go bishop d6. Now, the reason why I recommend this move is that if we take, he recaptures with the queen, and his queen becomes active right away. So I recommend that we play bishop g6. And we'll get to the point later as to why we go bishop g6. But let's see what he's going to do. Our plan is going to be pretty straightforward. We're just going to keep developing our pieces. All right, so let's see what he's going to play here. Probably short castle makes a lot of sense. But RG Teletubby is taking his time. All right, okay, so he goes short castles. Now let's develop our knight to d7. And the knight really belongs on this square. And then we can decide later what we're going to do with this bishop. Probably we'll move it out here, but we can also move it out to b4. No, beats are not included in coaching. Grubberino. My goal of in my coaching is to improve the player's brains, not any sort of assistance or whatever. Okay, so knight bd7. Let's see what he's going to do. Well, I don't like discussing it publicly, so for those of you who are interested, you can send an email. So he goes knight h4, attacking my bishop. I think we will just go here. Again, that's where we really want to develop this piece. So let's go bishop d6. All right, so let's see what he is going to do here. Yeah, exactly, Greece. All right. So we bring the bishop into the game. Let me put on some very calming music. Does anyone have any... Okay, so he takes with the knight on g6. So question to you guys. How do you think we should recapture? And this one, this shouldn't be too difficult of a question. But how do you guys think we should recapture on g6? We will take with a pawn. But which pawn? Do we take with the f-pawn or the h-pawn? Exactly, we take with the h-pawn, and we take with the h-pawn for two reasons. Now, the main point is that we open up the file for the rook, right? Because we already created an attack with our bishop. And generally, as a rule of thumb, we want to capture towards the center. So we take like this. Now, we have an additional option, which is the sacrifice here. Because if he takes, we take with the pawn. We check the king. The king has to stop back. But I don't see a good way for myself to include the queen. So I don't think that works. So I'm just going to take with the h-pawn and threaten to take on h2. All right, so let's see what he is going to do here. I would definitely take with the h-pawn against Magnus Carlsen in the classical game, yeah, because I believe it's definitely the best move. And if you're playing Magnus, all you want to do is try to make the best moves. Okay, yeah, let's play some Chopin. That would be very nice. Okay, so he goes pawn g3, good move. Defending against my threat. All right, so let's see what we are going to do here. I would like to start an attack somehow on his king, but I think for now we'll just go queen e7. So then I can potentially go queenside castles. And yeah, we can start attacking on that side of the board. Rook h3 becomes an idea, followed by rook h8, or queen e6 to h3 is an idea as well. And again, this is precisely the reason why we put our bishop on g6. Because if white takes, we can recapture the h-pawn and get that open file for our pieces. So he goes queen b3, attacking this pawn over here. But I think we should be completely safe to go queenside castles here. What's the evil here? I don't know, but I like my position. I like my attacking prospects on the king side. All right, so let's see what he's going to do here. Thank you, Emireza. Well, that's what I hope to do. I hope to inspire you guys, hope to improve your guys' chess, and I just hope that you guys enjoy watching and that this will be, this has a lot of instructive value. All right, let's see what he is going to do here. All right, so he goes bishop d2, makes a lot of sense. I think now perhaps it's a good time to go rook h3 and bring in the other rook. Oh, yes, we'll probably do that after this game, Troy Chess. I could also go queen e6 with the idea of going here. So let's have a look, because staying with the queen would be even stronger. So let's have a look. So let's say we go queen e6. Move like h4 would backfire because we can always take. Check, and our attack crashes through. We check back, and then rook h8 is checkmate. So let's see. You could go f4. I go queen, or like f4 I also have here. I also have the move knight g4, hitting this pawn. Then he could strike in the center because my knight is no longer controlling that square. But perhaps I just take. And if he takes, maybe I bring in the other rook. It looks really tempting. I kind of just feel like going for that attacking idea, to be honest. But queen e6 also looks really good. Goes here, I go here. You know what? Let's go... Okay, let's go rook h3. I mean, there's a lot of good options here. It's hard to decide which one is better, but this one looks very straightforward. Just doubling the rooks, attacking this pawn. And I don't see a good way for him to defend. Thank you, Nin Sabo. Appreciate it. Welcome to the channel. And welcome to the channel as well to Rootslay. All right, so let's see what he's going to do here. But at any rate, I really do like my position. Okay, knight e2. Now let's just bring in the other rook. I don't see how he can defend this pawn. And if this pawn falls, I think he's just facing a checkmating attack. His king is stuck over here on the king side. And I think we're just on our way to a very smooth victory. What would be the FIDE rating of a 1900 Rapid on Chess.com? Well, actually, my Rapid rating is pretty close to my FIDE rating. So I think that is the one rating on Chess.com that actually does align with your over-the-board strength. Can I pronounce my name in Dutch? My name in Dutch, Benjamin Bok. Okay, so let's see. I don't see how he can protect this. So it's more of a oh sound instead of a like in English. In English, it would be more like Bok. I've heard some people pronounce my name like Bok, which is a little bit odd. I don't know where, because everyone says Bok. So anyway, yeah. How often do I get a haircut? Good question. Well, the last time I got an actual haircut at the hairdressers was in July, and ever since I've been, shaving my own hair with a razor. I actually have a very nice checkmating idea, and I really hope that we will be able to use it during the game. He goes f4. Now I will not be able to use it anymore, but we still have a very strong. Or there's still a chance The classic good question, yeah. Thanks, Krelandis, for the tier 1. Thank you so much. Appreciate the support. I will probably let my hair grow again. It's been getting longer. If you compare it to, let's say, November. Thank you. All right, let's see what he's going to do here. Now, we can attack his king. If I give a check, he steps up. If I check here, he goes here. So it feels like checking might be premature. Like, that might let his king escape. So maybe it'd be better to start taking away the escape square. So knight g4, maybe knight e4. But let's see what he is going to do here. Yes, I do like commentating a lot. And I'll actually do commentary tomorrow again on Hikaru's channel for the Chess.com Global Championship. And we will talk a little bit more about that after this game. He goes bishop a5. And here's a very useful piece of advice that I would always give to you guys. So with every move, you should wonder how the position changes, right? So you should wonder, like, okay, this bishop moves to a5. What is it doing there, all right? So it's controlling this diagonal, okay. But what function did it give up? Now, it moves from d2. And the function that it gave up is that it's no longer defending this pawn on e3. Right, so we can go ahead and capture this pawn with our queen, bring in another attacker, and that actually concludes the game because he will be checkmated on the next move. So again, always wonder, like on every move, like how does the position change? And thank you to RG Teletubby for the game. Really do appreciate it. But I think this was really a model game as to how you want to play the Slav defense with the black pieces. So let's recap this real quick. All right, so again, from the very beginning, so we want to get our fair share of the center. That's why we put our pawn on d5 as well. And after c4, we play c6, so we can recapture with our own pawn. Knight c3, knight f6, e3, and then we bring in our bishop with bishop to f5. All right, so knight f3. We strengthen the center with e6. And after cd, again, I explained to you guys that I really recommend taking with the e-pawn, because we can use that half-open e-file to attack later. And actually, it was the queen on the e-file that delivered the final blow. So I would recommend taking with the e-pawn. So whether it be a queen or maybe a rook on this file, it does help in the attack. He goes bishop d3, we go bishop g6. We saw in the game exactly why we played this move. And exactly, someone, as Christian pointed out in the chat, his bishop is very passive. Let's look at my bishops. This bishop is active. My other bishop is going to be active as well. Like, my bishop on d6 can be compared to his bishop on d3, but of course my bishop on g6 is going to be much more active than his bishop on c1. So he goes short castles, knight bd7. This is of course a very useful move. Knight h4, and we bring out our bishop to d6. This is really where our dark squared bishop belongs, because after the trade, of course we take with the h-pawn, opening up the file for our rook. The bishop and the rook are perfectly aligned to start an attack on the white king. So g3, now we go queen e7. And so we are ready to go queenside castles. And here again, rook h3. I really like this move, doubling up the rooks, and I don't see how he can defend against this. Now, one funny line that was in the position was, let's say after rook takes h2, if he plays a move like rook f2, which is what I was secretly hoping for, is that after check here, I don't take the rook, but I go ahead and give a check. And I finish the game with queen e4 and checkmate. All right. So yeah, that was a very nice game, and I would highly recommend that you guys play the Slav and just follow the plans and ideas of this game.